I've been wrestling since 2004, and I had my first match on May 15th, 2005. So it was about 8 months after I started training. And from there, I started getting bookings slowly, and eventually I was pretty busy. But I primarily worked out of Canada. So I worked the Ontario indie scene for a number of years. I would say the first 5 years of my career, I was wrestling the Ontario indies. I slowly made my way into the United States, working little shows here and there, and then, flash forward another 5 years, almost all of my bookings were in the US, and now I only come back to Canada periodically, and I get really excited to come home. So I was with Braxton Sutter. We started wrestling on the independents together and working together, and we, over the last 5-6 years, really helped each other and motivate each other and build each other up. And we had multiple tryouts with Impact. I remember when we went into the office and they offered us the contracts, I wish that I could convey how it felt to finally have all the hard work that we'd put in. I mean, I've been wrestling for 13 years. He'd been wrestling for, I think, 17 years at this point. To sit in that moment and to be told, this is it, we're offering you a deal. It was probably one of the happiest moments of my life. And I remember I was happy for myself, but truthfully, to see him, finally achieve his goal was probably, the coolest thing I've ever seen. I was so incredibly proud of him, and it was just a really, really cool moment. To sign together was a pretty big deal. So the very first day, I was brought in 2013 for Gail Kim's Open Challenge.
Chance now, to get some offense rolling for Laura Dennis in the Open Challenge, and she just dropped the Knockouts champion with the clothesline.
Laura Dennis bringing the intensity here.
I was so nervous. I mean, I remember pacing around my house. I was like, maybe I shouldn't go. Maybe I could just not go. This could be easy, I could just not go. Because I was so scared, I was so nervous. And I got on the plane and I got in Orlando, and I walked in, and it was like, everyone just came over. Hey, how's it going? How are you? Shake my hand, give me hugs, welcome, yeah, this is where you have to go and this is what you have to do. And it was such a welcoming feeling that all those nerves and that anxiety just sort of melted away, and I remember thinking, this is where I want to be.
My name is Allie, and I am Maria Canellis Bennett's apprentice. What a cherry gig, right? I'm so sorry to hear that. That's very rude.
Well, I was nervous at first. I was nervous because, again, my goal was always to be women's wrestler. I'm a wrestler. This is what I do. I wrestle. This is what I do. I'm not arm candy, I'm not this, I'm a wrestler. So to be put in a position where it's no, you're not wrestler today, you're this. I was scared, and I think anyone would be scared. But I have to say, the role is so much fun. I love Allie. I love who Allie is.
Maria, you know what helps with focusing? I like to meditate. So when you meditate, it's you know what I mean, Maria? It's Maria?
I think there's more to Allie than what people have seen, and I love the progression of her. And as much as I was afraid at first, and I was so protective of myself as a wrestler, seeing how far the character has come in the last year, it just gives me hope that I know that she's going in the right direction. I'm just really, really excited for the moment that, I finally am able to stand up for myself in a bigger capacity and for people to see that side. And I know that it'll get there, it just takes time. And I feel very fortunate to be part of a storyline that's had time to develop. And I don't think everybody gets that opportunity. I don't think everyone has the opportunity to become a character and to really give your all into a character and then to have payoff from it. I feel very fortunate that I was able to be put into the storyline with somebody like Maria, who's just such an amazing talent, and to learn from her and to work one-on-one with her has been really, really helpful for me as a performer.
You want an answer, Miss Maria? Well, I say, bring it on!
To sort of like watch Allie progress has actually been a lot of fun. It really has.
And Allie's gonna capitalize, and she's doing it right now.
Come on, Allie! Allie trying to put away Laurel. Beautiful reverse ET. Maria's shot. Allie with the cover, and Allie
She
has
did it!
defeated Laurel. The winner of the match, Allie.
So Gail was trained by Ron Hutchinson, but then she also trained with Rob Fuego at Squared Circle Training. I was trained by Rob Fuego. I obviously had known who Gail Kim was because she worked, in WWE and all those things, but to know that my trainer had also trained her, and I had heard so many stories about Gail, like that she's amazing, and like she's so great, and she could do all these things, and so like the thought of her was always like really like built up. I mean, she is women's wrestling. Not only is she an amazing women's wrestler, but she's an amazing wrestler. I think she's one of the best wrestlers in the world, period. Male or female, I don't care who you are, Gail Kim is amazing. And to be able to share a locker room with her and a ring with her, and for her to just be so willing to help other people, I mean, like Gail will sit down and tell you, what you did wrong, what you did right, how to improve. Like these are things that she doesn't have to do. She doesn't have to want to help other people, but she does. So not only is she an amazing wrestler, she's just an awesome person too. So like working with her is just, it's really like a dream. It's pretty awesome. I truly believe I would not be the wrestler that I am if it wasn't for all the people that have helped me. And somebody that I respect and really, really love a lot is Tommy Dreamer. He was there for one of my tryouts at Impact, and he's just always been so supportive and like straight. And I remember feeling really, really nervous and because I'm always nervous. That's how I am. So I was a little nervous, and he just like stood there and talked to me and was just like, this is what you do. Like, you can do this. You know what you're doing. You know how to talk. You know how to wrestle. You know what you're doing. And so he's always been like a really big influence on me. So obviously Tommy Dreamer, and then I just told this story actually to Angelina. So when I was 17, maybe, I think I was 17, I found Angelina Love through like Google and stuff. I found her. And she also trained with my trainer, Rob Fuego. And I thought she was so badass. She was like in awesome shape, and she was this wrestler, and she was just so cool. And she was the background on my Windows computer for a couple of years. So it's very cool to be able to share a locker room with her as well, because I looked up to her so much when I was younger. The one thing that I hope that I can do for people, and I guess this is bigger than myself, but the one thing that I really want to like walk away from wrestling and feeling is that I inspired someone. I inspired a little girl, I inspired a little boy, I inspired a young woman who didn't feel like they could do it, because to be completely truthful, I never thought I would get here, ever. When I started wrestling, I didn't step into a ring to get signed somewhere. I stepped into a ring because I wanted to wrestle. I didn't even know if I'd have a match, honestly. And I was terrible when I started. Nothing came easy, nothing. It was so hard. So if I can walk away like from the business at one point and motivate somebody else to live their dream, whatever their dream is, I've done what I set out to do.